What is up, everyone? Welcome back. If you're into saltwater aquariums, this is definitely the channel to be at. Why I will be doing water changes on my reef tank. Because it's big. That's the main reason why I will be doing water changes on this system. It's just going to be cheap and easy for me to do water changes versus using several other different products that I used to do when I didn't do water changes. Plain and simple. It's definitely. Now, one thing that I'm having a problem doing is figuring out, am I going to be doing 100 gallon or 200 gallons? That is once a month, that is. So I still have to figure that out. Is that something, how do I want to do it? I will be running a calcium reactor, so that is going to take care of a lot of my major trace elements and some minor trace elements as well. But I still have to figure out what's best for this aquarium. Now, we're going to have to wait and see, to be quite honest. I mean, we have to get stuff in here, corals, see how things go. Now, as this tank is very young, I do believe that it's going to be some time, a couple of years, before we start seeing a lot of uptake. You're going to have some uptake, don't get me wrong, but when the corals get this big is what, trust and believe, they get to drink it, and it becomes a real big problem. Now, that becomes big tank syndrome problems, to be quite honest. Some of you guys know on the last system I was at the end, I was playing a really hard time. Let me just say this. I was having a really hard time with the Geo 818 calcium. Now, that's a big boy. That's second to the biggest, okay? Even with a second chamber. Now, the main chamber is rated for 500 gallons. Second chamber would have helped bring it up some, right? Total water volume is 650. Corals did not stop drinking. When they got to that size, let me tell you, it was hard. I was going through 20-pound CO2 tank every 7 weeks, sometimes 6.5 weeks. Okay? Faithfully. I don't want that to happen with this system. So we have a new calcium reactor that will be after the first of the year here. It was already supposed to be here, quite honestly. There's a back order on CJ pumps and stuff like that. Something bad happened where they're on back order. So we tried to get other pumps. Things didn't play like they were supposed to. So we'll have that. I know a lot of you guys are waiting patiently for the calcium reactor video. But today we're going to be doing water change. So I'm going to show you how I store my water and what I use to make salt, that the whole 9 yards, okay? And we're going to take out 100 gallons and we're going to put back 100 gallons of fresh water. Now, this tank did just cycle. And with that being said, yes, ammonia is at 0, nitrites are at 0. Nitrates are at 20 to 30 parts per million, which is fine, okay? But we're going to go ahead and bring that down just a little bit. Also, we'll see if it makes a dent. The tank is still young. So we'll try to get those down by doing a water change. I think it's great to do a water change, personally, after your tank has cycled. I think it's good to get a large volume of water. If you want to split it up in 2 water changes, that's fine too. However, you want to do it. But I do think it's a good idea to do a water change after your cycle. So with that being said, for everybody that's new or thinking about getting into this hobby, real quick before we go in the next room, I do want to say, don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Worry about what you need to do. Do your water changes. Don't be a lazy reefer and don't do water changes. Now, I'm not saying I was a lazy reefer. I had my reasons on why. But that's not a concern for anybody that's new to this hobby. Okay? There's going to be things that's happening, especially brand new systems. Okay? Lots of things are going on. The systems, when they're new, they're really, really unstable, okay? Things are trying to adapt and learn its environment, let's just say. Depending on your rock source and stuff like that, it's going to play a big part on what's going on in your aquarium. If you're getting rock like Pucani, not saying Pucani's a bad rock, but Pucani has high levels of organics that are dead, that's bound up in that rock. You can bleach it, you can muriatic acid wash it, you can do these things to clean it. What it's going to do is definitely going to help you by doing some of those things, right? To break down and get some of that stuff that came out off of that rock. There's still going to be a lot left behind, believe it or not. And that was a lot of the problems that I was seeing when people were coming on and they got forces growing in their system. Ask what rock it was, 90% said Pucani. Okay? Maybe 98% said Pucani. Okay? That happens. But understand that over time, those things are going to work themselves out. It's not going to be peaches and cream for you. It will be frustrated. You just have to be patient and allow it to run its course. There's no reason to hurry up and be rushy to get a system up. I know you see other people's system and you want it bad. But guess what? Good things come to those who wait. Hands down. Don't rush it. Be patient. Patient is going to be rewarding at the end of the day. You will see a very beautiful reef tank if you just be patient. So understanding, depending on certain rocks, you're going to have these certain things that goes on with inside the aquarium that, you know, that are not going to be, you're not going to like, let's just say. So one good way to help battle that is simply by doing water changes. Hands down, water changes fix problems. Remember that. That should be a slogan. Hashtag for Rico's Aquariums, water changes solves problems. Okay? Hashtag. It does. It's a form of exporting, putting new fresh salt mix in that has nothing bad in it, right? And doing that will alleviate the problems. Understanding during the process of you're going through some of these bad things, while you're doing your water changes, make sure you watch your feeding. If these bad things happen after the tank has been up and you have fish and stuff in there and corals, watch how you feed the aquarium. Back off your feeding. It's okay. The tangs and stuff are going to eat some of these algae. They're going to help keep it at bay. But if you're overloading the system and you don't have the proper exporting methods on your system, that's going to be a problem too. And that's what normally happens with a lot of people. They don't have protein skimmers that are actually rated or overrated for their system. Everything is underrated, or if it's actually rated for the system, they're actually dumping more in than it can actually pull out before it breaks down to cause nutrients, problems. So with that being said, guys, everyone here that's actually watching, let's get in the next room. Let me show you how I will be mixing salt and doing water change. Let's go. Don't mind the mess. This is my mixing station. So we have 105 gallon, that's RODI. We also have that running all the way into the next room for the other systems to fill up when we need top off. So 105 here, 105 here. So what we got is this goes over to here. This is where the salt gets mixed. Alright guys, so I'm going to throw a couple of valves down here. Basically stop this from circulating within itself. So this can drain over here. And as that's doing it, we're going to allow it to mix. And we're just going to keep dumping salt. And then we'll check out the salinity, make sure we're exactly where we need to go. Alright everyone, so
So I'm using a Python hose. Some of you guys already know what a Python hose is. You hook it up to a spigot, turn the water on, it creates a suction. These are awesome for sump areas that are low, trying to excuse the loud noise, but to be able to suck up detritus out of your sump and get it out of your sump. So it's a good idea to maybe think about a Python. Let's get this water out of here. All right, now that we got that in there, we're going to suck out about 100 gallons. 100 gallons of water, and we're going to replace it with about 100 gallons. So I am using up some water, obviously, good water to create the siphon, to keep us good siphon and suction on the hose. I could do this and just run 5-gallon buckets. I'm not carrying buckets, that's for sure. This is my way. I don't care if I got to use extra water. Right now, once a month is the goal here on this aquarium. About 100, maybe 200 gallons once a month. So, just in case some of you guys are wondering. So, let me finish this and we'll be right back.
All right, the water change is now done. I know the video is not probably whatever, but there's a lot of you that really wanted to know, what are you going to do with this new system? How are you going to keep up with demands? Are you going to do water changes, no water changes? What are you going to do? Obviously, I'm doing water changes. So you see my setup, it's quite easy. It's really simple. I don't carry any buckets. I use Python hose to suck the water out and take that same hose, hook it up on the drum that I had, the 105 drum, and pumps it right back in. Now, I still got to buy a hose for that, so I don't have to worry about that. I can just roll it up, and I don't even have to connect it at all. It's already connected and do what I need to do. Maybe some point in the future. Also, real quick, guys, I appreciate you sticking around for this video. Obviously, leave me comments. I know you guys have things that I probably missed that you want to know, but I also have something to share with you. If you made it this far in the video, I think it's time for me to show you something. Let's go. Come on.
Are you listening? Damn.